tonight.
I agree with you there. I mean, he obviously hit on something that brought out the best in him, and you can be sure he's going to take the exact same approach in this one.
Definitely. And as confident a player as he already was, now he's got to be feeling absolutely unstoppable.
Tell you what, it's hard to argue with the record for Coach Tom Thibodeau of the Bulls, but the rumor mill has it that the front office hasn't been happy with how hard he's ridden his top players. Luol Deng missed time last season with the hamstring injury. Joakim Noah came down with plantar fasciitis. Hey, those things happen, and I'm not quite sure you can put that at the feet of Tom Thibodeau.
JaVale McGee's checked in for the Nuggets. Back to Lawson. McGee sets
Damn, Robertson.
No luck. Now Chicago.
The rat running around.
And going back to Tom Thibodeau and that minutes load on his stars, it seems it's getting harder for players to weather big minutes, Steve, these days.
I think it's going to be really interesting going forward to see this Bulls team this year and beyond. Will that wear them down? Their guys played too many minutes. They've had a lot of injuries. I think it's time to scale back a little bit on the minutes played.
Last outing for Denver, they won that game against Oklahoma City.
And it was the role players in that game, Kevin, that really led the charge. You know, the guys who normally don't score a lot, they came in and really contributed.
A total team performance, Steve, the kind you need if you're going to win on the opponent's home floor. You know, with that much of a height advantage, that's exactly what you should do. Take it straight to the rim.
Andre Miller's checked in for Nate Robinson.
You know, it's pretty hard not to ask the question after the Nuggets were bounced in the first round of the playoffs if, in fact, they were better constructed for the regular season than the playoffs.
Chandler kicks to Fareed. He dishes it to Lawson. Shot is off. Rose with some nice D. The Bulls leading by 21. You know, continuing to talk about the Nuggets, it is a fair question to ask because this group, Steve, has been so successful in the regular season, but has yet to make a big splash in the postseason.
Yeah, I think they've advanced out of the first round one time in the last 9 seasons. So, you know, I think it's a fair question, Kevin. I think you can win playing fast, but you have to have balance. Look at the Spurs last year. They played a very high tempo, but they played excellent defense as well. You've got to have some kind of a balance to win in the postseason.
Here's Chandler. It's all in by the Bulls. Jones has got his 3rd rebound.
Really?
They defeated Charlotte in their last game.
Yeah, it didn't seem to be much of a challenge for them in that game. It seemed like they scored at will. Not much defense that they were facing.
Yep, they had the defense on its heels early the entire game, and actually nearly the entire game. And no matter what unit was out there, looked like a mismatch to me.
Rose passes to Jones. And that basket is going to count. Goaltending, the official call.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
Can you hear the crowd kind of murmuring? I don't think they agreed with the officials on that one.
Steve, I tell you what, they're really letting them have it.
Cartier Martin, he's checked in for the Bulls. Jimmy Butler comes in for Mike Dunleavy. Denver's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Miller with the ball. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Here's Mozgov. Fareed dishes to Mozgov. Boozer with the defensive effort. The Bulls leading by 23. And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. Bulls out front, up 19. And coming up after the break, it'll be Damon Bruce.
See, we will rise to the top of the division, the top of the conference, and top of the whole league.
Thursday is always a great night for basketball on 2K Sports. So let's look back at first half action. Chicago,
and of course, Ike Jones will be the Rookie of the Year.
They started off pretty well this season, trying to continue the momentum. Derrick Rose has been on a roll in the first half. His shooting percentage off the charts right now. He's got the magic touch from the field, no question about it. For the Nuggets, though, in this one, Plenty of work still to be done. They'd like to forget that first half. Coach has not been happy with what he's seen out there, and they'll likely come out with major adjustments. Kenneth Faried is their leading scorer. He's got 9 points.
Win the game.
He's helped out with some key rebounds as well. And we'll be heading back to the court for the rest of our coverage as we go to Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke for the second half.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
At some point, have to
So for
get
Chicago
the
right now,
starting position and not be the 6th man.
Derrick Rose is out there with Jones, and it's Dunleavy in at the 3 spot. And Faried kicks to Lawson. Looking to end his cold spell. Another shot. The shot by Hickson, no good.
Boy, they've really dominated on the glass, and of course they've done a lot of good things here tonight, but the rebounds have played a major factor.
Hey, Steve, you know rebounding always one of the key barometers in determining the victor.
Jones with the screen on Robinson. Fades. Again, Chicago.
This has been a one-sided game in just about every area. The lead continues to grow.
Absolutely. Their offense and their D have been equal parts outstanding. You know, Boozer had his name floated around at the trade deadline last season, guys. There were a number of teams that were very interested in having his physicality and scoring ability down low.
Rose off the pick from Jones. Left side Rose. Out of bounds. Denver takes possession. With this break in the action, we can show you the teams that had the most rebounds last season. The Nuggets in second.
Well, I tell you what, Kevin, they never eased up on the boards throughout last season. I mean, they were tenacious. They persevered. They were aggressive. I mean, they went after the boards hard.
Andre Miller's checked in for Nate Robinson. And you wonder why Boozer's name would be floated in trade rumors. I mean, one of the top rebounding power forwards in the game can score inside and outside.
Well, I think, Kevin, teams are becoming more and more cap conscious with the new collective bargaining agreement. Boozer is a very highly paid player, so even though he's productive, I think some people are going to look at that contract and maybe shy away from it.
So fancy.
Rose against Lawson. Rose attacking. Jones in the post. Goes back up. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Well, Kevin, he doesn't care how he has to do it. I mean, if there's a loose ball or a rebound or anything, he's going to do whatever it takes just to win. And they've got ice packs ready for him on the bench every game.
And one other thing about him that you shouldn't fail to appreciate is the presence and impact he has defensively. He can lock you up and wear you down, and that effect really carries over to the rest of the guys.
Here's Gallinari. Smooth as silk on the finger roll.
But a pick worked really well there. Nice job taking it right to the tin for the layup.
They set the pick. The drive by Boozer. Shoots from 12. Off the left rim and out.
He operates pretty well in traffic, guys, but that was a tough play to finish off.
And he drops in the layup off the glass.
I'd say that shot was well within his range.
They're trying to get
You think so?
fast breaks now.
From 2 feet and in myself. That's a gimme there.
Jones sets the pick for James. Back to Boozer. Dishes it to Jones. No luck. Solid defense there from Floyd.
And they forced the miss with that good defensive rotation. They're playing well together as a unit.
Took the safe route there. Wasn't about to do anything that would get him in trouble on that one.
Nope. Up and in with one hand. The most basic finish possible.
And yet he still made it look pretty good.
Jones, no luck. The Nuggets trail by 16. Miller outside to JaVale McGee. Now the pass to Ford. Arthur. Working on Boozer. Here's Arthur. Let's go. Offensive rebound. Miller outside.
Really?
He feeds it to Ford. Lets it go from deep. And a great assist by Miller as that one goes in.
Yeah, that's the
Miller's got 3 assists in the game. Back to James. Kicks to Jones. James misses. Knocked away. The Nuggets now in offense. Right now they're on a 9-0 run. Miller outside. Passes to Gallinari. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
You know, they've done a great job of getting into the middle of that defense and scoring in the paint.
Well, and that's why they're on this run, guys. They're getting the ball inside and getting really high percentage looks.
Here's what Denver's going with right now. J.J. Hickson, he's checked in for JaVale McGee. Kenneth Faried comes in for Terrell Arthur. And Nate Robinson is subbed in for Randy Ford.
And while it wasn't the biggest streak of the season, the Nuggets did have a pretty good rampage of their own from the end of February into March. And because it happened when the Heat were doing what they were doing, the Nuggets kind of flew under the radar.
And the Bulls making a change here. Noah's checked in. Miller inside, guarded by Heinrich. And goaltending is going to be the call. So they get the basket there anyway.
He almost got to that shot in time, but not quite. You can't touch the ball once it's on the way down.
I don't think it was on the way down.
Heinrich kicks to Jones. A finger roll finish at the bucket. Jones has got 4 this quarter. Well, as you said, the Nuggets put together their big 15-game winning streak. But, you know, Steve, since it happened when the Heat rattled off their big push, nobody really even seemed to notice.
That's right. It might have worked out in their favor anyway, Kevin, because, you know, that win streak really kind of put them into high gear and allowed them to climb into the 3rd spot in the West. Probably was nice not having the media focused on them and wanting to talk to them every day about what was happening in the Western Conference.
Ty Lawson, he's checked in for Andre Miller. Pulls on D. 22 is their biggest lead. Lawson the pass to Faried. Tipped away. Heinrich with the steal. And he lays it up and in. And now we'll get a perspective here on the hustle game. How it's been going for Chicago.
Boy, defensively, they've played with a high energy level, guys, and all the steals we've seen really a result of that aggressiveness.
You know, adding to that, Steve, you look at their block totals tonight, and you see how feisty they've been on the defensive end this game. And that'll increase their rebound advantage. They've definitely been winning that battle on the boards.
Well, the main thing is they haven't allowed many second chance opportunities. That is always going to allow you to maintain your lead.
Come on.
Boy, I tell you, the Bulls showed how resilient they could be without Derrick Rose last season. They played competitive basketball, but up against the Western Conference, they just didn't quite have the same punch. They got beat up pretty good out west.
And back to the Bulls against the West. Not sure what exactly their shortcomings were, but in the end, Steve, they were only able to win 11 games out of the 30 they played out of conference.
You know, the Bulls were a team that could win games on grit and toughness, but the West was a lot more talented last year than the East. And so some nights Chicago just kind of ran into reality, and they didn't have enough talent to deal with some of those Western teams.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Guys, JaVale McGee, so much promise there. Teammate Andre Miller said, quote, he's starting to play the way we need him to. There's less of those scratch-your-head moments and more of those, now that's what I'm talking about moments. He can be a dominant player if given the chance. I think he's headed in a good direction. Guys, the talent is there.
And with his length and athleticism, he has all the tools. Doris, thank you. Heinrich off a pick from Jones. Right side, Jones. And he lays it straight in. Jones has got 20 points.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Heinrich against Lawson. Into J.J. Hickson. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam. I like that they're taking it inside and taking advantage of each opportunity, Clark, to chip away at the deficit.
Yeah, and doing it with the dunk is a major energizer, too. Gets the momentum going.
Yeah, and I think the interior defense, as good a job offensively as we saw. The defensive presence was almost non-existent. And they may see this lead disappear if they continue to give up those easy points.
They get it again. Jones. And it's